Hello everybody, Terry back again with another video, and today's video, guys, is gonna be about the Grand Slam race. This very excited Grand Slam race that we have all followed in so many years. We all remember, guys, when Roger Federer broke Pistol Pete's Grand Slam record back in 2009, 11 years ago. In that epic Wimbledon final against Andy Roddick. Pistol Pete was even on the stands actually and watching the match. And after the match, I remember Andy Roddick was saying to Pete Sampras, he was saying, "Pete, I tried to stop him, but I'm sorry that I couldn't stop him." That was pretty funny. Anyway, Federer won that epic Wimbledon final. I remember 16-14 in the fifth set. And Federer has been the record holder since then, until last year when Rafa and Nadal finally catched Federer record with 20 majors, and Federer and Nadal are at 20 majors piece now, like we all know. And Novak Djokovic, who last week won his 19th Grand Slam title, who is only one less behind. Alright guys, I have done this kind of videos before. Two actually. I did one in 2019, and back then, I don't know if you guys remember, I predicted that Rafa Nadal will be the player who will end with most majors. I did one part 2 last year when Rafa won the French Open and won his 20th Grand Slam title and equaled Federer's record with 20. So I did one against after that French Open title that Rafa won. And in that one, I also said Rafa will be the player who will end with most majors. Now the question remains here. Do I still believe that Rafa Nadal is the player who will end with most majors? I'm gonna give you my answer, not quite immediately. I just want to go a little back forward in time. Back in time. I want to go back in time. Say 4 years ago. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. 4 years ago in 2017, when Rafa Nadal and Roger Federer was before facing each other in that Australian Open final, I didn't do YouTube back then, and people who knew me was asking me, will this match be a indicator and a very important match? Who of these two will end with most majors? I said yes to people who was asking me. Yes, I said. This will be a very big deal and a very big match, and will decide who will end with most majors. And we all remember Federer won that battle. He won it in 5 sets, that epic battle, and defeated Rafa Nadal for the first time in majors in 10 years. And when Federer won that major, he won his 18th Grand Slam title, and Rafa was with 14. Before the final started, Federer was 17, Rafa was 14. So I was calculating, I was saying to myself, if Rafa wins, he will get to 15, and he will be only 2 behind Roger Federer with 17. If Federer wins, he will be at 18, Rafa will be stuck at 14. Federer will be 4 ahead of Rafa. And back then, in 2017, Novak Djokovic was at 12 majors. And remember that year, he lost in the second round against Denis Istomin. Very unexpected loss from Roger Federer. I'm sorry, unexpected loss from Novak Djokovic. We didn't expect him to lose the second round against Istomin. But he did. Istomin did one of his best matches in his life, if not his best ever match in his life. So, when Federer won that final and won his 18th Grand Slam title, I'm gonna reveal it to you guys now. I actually thought Federer will be the player who will end with most majors. I really thought that. I said it to people. I said this match will decide who will end with most majors. If Federer wins, he will be 4 ahead of Rafa. If Rafa wins, he will be only 2 behind Roger Federer. And Novak, he is the third guy with 12, and Novak was back then in 2017 31 years old. I'm sorry, not 31 years old, 30 years old. 29 technically, because we all know Novak's birthday is in May. And anyway, Novak was not like he was 25, 26 years old. So when Federer won, I said to my friends, family, and people who knew me, this is pole position for Roger Federer. He will end with most majors. I'm going to be honest. Didn't do YouTube 4 years ago. I'm going to reveal my answer, what I said to people around me who was asking me this. But I was wrong. I was wrong. I didn't believe 4 years ago that Rafa, I knew Rafa he had a lot of French Open titles left in him. But I didn't quite believe that Rafa would win 2 more US Opens, which he did the same year in 2017 and 2 years later in 2019. And a couple of other French Open titles on the way, and bam, he catched Roger Federer with 20 majors. Roger won 2 more majors in his career, because I don't believe Roger Federer will win more majors. I really don't believe so. I truly hope he proves me wrong. I will be really, really happy, and I will be really, it would be wonderful if Roger Federer proved me wrong and won his 21st Grand Slam title. Why not? Just in Wimbledon a couple of weeks from now. Wimbledon is just around the corner. Why not? I would welcome that surprise with my open arms. I really would do. I would open all my doors, and I will be really happy if Roger Federer, as 39 years old, almost 40, knocking the door to 40 years old, winning his 21st Grand Slam title. But I really think Roger Federer's last chance was 2 years ago, when he wasted those 2 championship points against Novak Djokovic. I really think that was his last chance. He couldn't convert those, and I don't think he will come that close again to winning a major. I really don't think so. But hope he proves me wrong. Anyway, Rafa catched him. So in 2019, when Rafa was just 2-3 majors behind Roger Federer, I did a video. I thought, when I did my first video in 2019, I did it before the French Open actually. And Rafa had 17 majors. Yeah, before the French Open I did it. My first video about this topic, I had a feeling that Rafa will win French Open that year, which he did, with 18. I didn't believe he would win US Open the same year. I really didn't think so he would win it. But he proved me wrong, he did it. So he won 2 majors in 2019. Bam! 19 majors. And then he won the French Open the year after in 2020. Bam! 20 majors. So back in 2019, I predicted Rafa to win most majors. I had the feeling that because he's such more or less invincible at French Open, he is not invincible, but more or less. You don't come as close as being invincible as Rafa has been in French Open the last 15 years. Nobody has come to being that invincible as close as he has been in that event. Let's face it. So I had a feeling that this guy has a lot of more French Open titles in him, and he will win most majors. I don't believe, I have not believed that Roger will win majors in 2-3 years now. Last time I had Roger Federer winning a major, last time I had Roger being my #1 favorite to win a Grand Slam title was 3 years ago, back in 2018 in Australian Open, and he proved me right. He won it last time. After that, I have never had him as my #1 Grand Slam contender. I have had him as 2 or 3rd, but never won, and he has not won since 2018. So I predicted Rafa to win most majors back in 2019, and he won 3 more. When I did it, he was at 17. So now Rafa is at 20. So last year, when I did the second part of this topic, I still had the same prediction. Rafa will end with most majors. Do I have the same player to win most majors on this part 3 video on who will win most majors from Big 3? No, I don't have Rafa Nadal as the same player anymore. And the reason to that is I don't see Rafa winning majors outside French Open. I really don't think so. I think Rafa has won his last majors outside French Open. I don't ever see Rafa winning Wimbledon, Australian Open more. I don't see him winning. I really don't see. He has so many threats there. Many players can beat him there. like Medvedev, Tsitsipas defeated him this year. Djokovic, of course, Djokovic, Rafa has not defeated Djokovic in off-clay matches since 2013, 8 years. 2013 US Open. So in 8 years, Rafa has not defeated Novak Djokovic in off-clay matches, outside clay. So many players, even Roger Federer can defeat Rafa Nadal outside clay. So I don't see Rafa winning Australian Open anymore in his career. He has won it once, and I don't think he will win it ever again. Wimbledon, no. He will not even anticipate at Wimbledon this year. He has withdrawn with injury. Am I shocked that he has withdrawn? No, I really am not. He really looked exhausted in that fourth set match, in that fourth set against Novak Djokovic. I've never seen Rafa looking that tired. He could barely move. He was so exhausted. Maybe something was bothering him. I don't know, man. I cannot speculate here. I don't know the dude personally. But he looked completely exhausted. So that Rafa has withdrawn from both Wimbledon and the Olympic Games, I'm not shocked at all. Rafa knows he will never win Wimbledon again. For God's sakes, he has not played a Wimbledon final since 2011. Since 2011, he has not played the Wimbledon final in 10 years. At Australian Open, he has at least played finals, like 2017, lost to Federer. 2019, lost to Djokovic. But Wimbledon, he has not played the final since 2011. 10 years time. So Rafa's winning days at Wimbledon are over also. And US Open, his best Grand Slam title tournament after French Open, the tournament that he has won 4 times, even more than Novak Djokovic actually. Novak has won US Open 3 times. I don't think he will win US Open again either. And some of you maybe say, but he has a chance. Of course he has a chance. He's a top 10 player in the world, even top 5 player in the world. He will always have a chance. Rafa Nadal, the consistency beast that he is, he never beats himself. You need to beat him. He isn't a Santa Claus who will give you a lot of presents on a tennis court. So it will never be easy beating him, no matter surface. But he is so much easier beating outside French Open than he is at French Open. What have I said when it comes to Rafa Nadal at French Open? He will not. When I did my preview 2-3 weeks ago before the French Open started, I said if Rafa loses, he will do it against Djokovic or Tsitsipas. He will not do it against weak dudes. Never. Forget that. He will never lose against weak dudes. So he will lose against. It takes a beast to take down another beast. And who was that beast? Novak Djokovic. One of the greatest tennis players of all time. The most complete tennis player of all time. That's what it took to stop Rafa Nadal. A player of that caliber took to stop Rafa Nadal at French Open. And he did it after 4 hours and 11 minutes. So it was not like Rafa defeated himself in that French Open semifinals against Novak Djokovic. So, but outside clay, so many more players can defeat Rafa Nadal. Not only at French Open, we don't have more than 1 or 2 players who can defeat him. Djokovic, he has lost only 3 matches in his career in over 15 years time, Rafa Nadal at French Open. And 2 of those 3 losses that Rafa has lost at French Open, 2 of those has come to the same player, Novak Djokovic. And the other one, he doesn't even play professional tennis anymore. And that the player I'm thinking about is of course Robbie Federer. So you can see the difference. Beating Rafa Nadal at French Open, I don't think Rafa Nadal's winning days at French Open are necessarily over. They maybe are over, but I have a feeling that he has a last one French Open title in him. I don't know, I have that feeling. I don't think he has 2 or 3 more left in him. But you never know, he's such a beast at French Open, so you never know. But I don't think he has won his last French Open, Rafa Nadal. I think he has 1 left in him. I just have that feeling. One left he has left in him at French Open. Rafa Nadal, but I don't think he has more left Australian Opens in him. I don't think he has more left Wimbledon's in him, and I don't think he has more left US Opens in him. So at US Open, Medvedev can defeat Rafa Nadal, Tsitsipas can defeat Rafa Nadal, Zverev can defeat Rafa Nadal, Djokovic can defeat Rafa Nadal. You name it, a lot of players can defeat Rafa Nadal at US Open. I don't see, and the US Open has actually changed their surface, like they did it last year. The US Open is not playing as slow as it has done in the previous years. It is playing much faster than the last 10 years that we have seen the edition. And these last 10 years is where Rafa Nadal has won his four US Open titles. US Open is playing much faster than it did before. I don't see Rafa winning US Open anymore. But the player I think will end with most majors, and of course it is Novak Djokovic. Novak Djokovic is the youngest of these three giants, these three icons, the big three, like we very, very famously call them. He's the youngest. He's 6 years younger than Roger Federer, and he's 1 year younger than Rafa Nadal. That is one thing. The other thing is he's all round. He's complete. He is not dependent on only one surface where you can just put him in a box and say, Novak can win only Wimbledon, like we say with Rafa Nadal pretty much. Rafa is most dangerous and most hard to defeat only at French Open. Only 1 or 2 players can defeat Rafa Nadal at French Open, Djokovic or Tsitsipas. And a redlining Dominic Thiem, even though Dominic Thiem has never defeated Rafa Nadal at French Open, not even Tsitsipas. But you are getting my point. You cannot name many players who can defeat Rafa Nadal at French Open. You can't. Djokovic, you can. So you put Rafa Nadal in a box where you give him most chances winning majors at only at one Grand Slam event, and that is the French Open. Djokovic is not the same. He doesn't have that kind of case. He is all round. He has chances of winning all the 4 majors. He has won 2 majors this year. He has won 2 majors. We have 2 majors has been played this year, 2021, and Djokovic has won both of them. That he won Australian Open for the 9th time was not a surprise. Let's be honest. He has won it more than anyone in the tennis history, 9 times. But when he won French Open, that was a statement. That was a statement. He sent a message to everybody on the tour, and not to only players, but to fans like you and me as well. He said that, don't count me out at French Open. Yeah, I know Rafa Nadal is the man to beat, but is it someone who can defeat him? Is it bloody well me? And the one he proved really wrong was me personally. I counted Djokovic out at French Open. I didn't believe Djokovic will win French Open for the 2nd time. I will be honest. I will not sit here and lie. So when he won that French Open for the 2nd time and won all the majors for the 2nd time least, and became a double career Grand Slam champion, and the only 3rd player to ever doing it after Rod Laver and Roy Emerson, and the only player to doing it on the Open era, that was a statement from Novak Djokovic. So how do you believe Novak Djokovic will feel when he plays at Wimbledon and US Open, not only this year but the upcoming years as well in the future? He will have such confidence. He will have such confidence in himself. He will be so confident. He will believe so much in his chances. I'm not saying that he cannot be defeated. Of course he can be defeated. And I have a feeling he will not win all the 4 majors this year. I have that feeling. But I will not be surprised if he wins all the 4. I will not be surprised. I have a feeling that to win over all the 4 majors, it is the most hardest thing to do in tennis. It is the hardest, not one of the hardest things. It is the hardest things to do in tennis, to win all the 4 majors. Only 2 other players has done it in the tennis history, I believe. Rod Laver and Donald Butch. And they did it many, many years back in time. Because to win all the 4 majors in the same season, Djokovic has done it. He has won 4 majors in a row, but not in the same season. He did it in 2 seasons, 2015 and 2016. In two different seasons. But in the same calendar year, because you will always run into a player who will be redlining. You will always, and it doesn't necessary to be a top 5 player in the world, or top 20, or top 10. It can be a top 30, top 35. You can face or Lucas Russell, who defeated Rafa Nadal in 2012 in Wimbledon. Russell did his match of his life. I've never seen Russell do that kind of match in his life. Or you can face Tsonga, like Tsonga played in that 2008 semi-final against Nadal. Tsonga has never played that kind of tennis ever again in his career. Or you can face a Cilic, like Cilic played his best weekend ever in his life in 2014 when Cilic won his only Grand Slam title. And some other players throughout the years that I'm not thinking in top of my head to mention. You will always face a player who will be redlining, and he can take you out in the third or quarterfinal or semi-final. So it is so difficult winning all the 4 majors in the same year. So I don't think he will win all the 4 majors this year. I give him 40. I give Djokovic 40% chances to win all the 4 majors. I am giving him a lot, 40% chances, and I'm giving him 60% chances to not win all the 4 majors this year. So I'm giving him more chances of not winning all the 4 majors this year, and 60% chances I'm giving him to not win all the 4 majors this year, and 40% chances to win all the 4 majors. I will not be surprised if he wins all the 4 majors this year. Of course not. Is it someone who can do it? It is for sure only him. And technically he is the only one who has the chance, because you need to win all the majors that has been played, and he has done it. 2 have been played, he has won 2 of them. So he has the chance of doing it. He has 2 more majors to win this year, Wimbledon and US Open, and he can do it. I will not be surprised if he does it, absolutely not. But I have a feeling that he will, sooner or later, he will run into a player who will be redlining and will take him out. Who that player is, I don't have any idea. But my gut feeling is saying me that he will run into a player who will be redlining and he will take him out. But anyway. But he has a chance to win both Wimbledon and US Open. And if he wins both, all of a sudden he will be at 21. He will be the Grand Slam leader, and will leave both Federer and Nadal behind him if he wins both of them that are left, Wimbledon and US Open. And if he doesn't win both, if he wins only 1 more this year, he will be at 20. The same amount of slams as Federer and Nadal. And then he has the next year as well to compete, the 2022 season. Djokovic, he will be a Grand Slam contender, a big Grand Slam contender for 2-3 years ahead. This year, next year, 2022, and maybe 2023 as well. But 2023, I'm doubtful, because these young gents, and when Djokovic will be stopped, he will not be stopped by his top shift rivals Nadal and Federer. Forget them. They will not stop him. At least not outside French Open. Nadal can defeat Novak Djokovic at French Open. He has done it 7 times, for God's sakes. So he can do it next year. But Nadal will not stop Novak at Wimbledon. Nadal will not even play Wimbledon. I don't think Federer stops Novak Djokovic at Wimbledon. I think Federer has won his last Grand Slam match against Novak Djokovic. I truly believe so. So when Djokovic will be stopped at Grand Slams events, he will do it by next gens, a la Zverev, a la Tsitsipas, a la Medvedev. These young gents, guys, they are banking on the door. They are not knocking on the door, they are banking on the door. We saw Medvedev 2 years ago. He played his first Grand Slam final and took Rafa Nadal to the brink and almost defeated him, and should have defeated him. He was a break up in the 5th set, if I'm not mistaken. Then we had Alexander Zverev in 2020. He played his first Grand Slam final and should have won that. He was 2 sets up in the lead, 2 sets to love up in the lead against Dominic Thiem. Lost that final. Was only 2 points away of winning that final, Alexander Zverev. If we take the young gents, because Thiem is not as young as these 3 players I'm mentioning. And then we have Tsitsipas. Tsitsipas, I think, really is a multiple Grand Slam champion. Tsitsipas is reminding me kind of a Roger Federer. He will be a little late bloomer a la Federer. Federer won his first Grand Slam title almost 20 years old. Almost 22 years old. He didn't won his first Grand Slam title like Djokovic 20 years old or like Nadal 19 years old. He won it 21 years old back in 2003. Roger Federer, almost 22. And Tsitsipas is reminding me that kind of... I don't think Tsitsipas will be as good as Federer. Of course not. I don't think Tsitsipas is a 20-time Grand Slam champion. Absolutely not. I'm doubtful that... I don't think that he will be even a double-digit Grand Slam winner. Tsitsipas. Maybe he can be a double-digit, but I don't think so. I have hard to believe that Tsitsipas is a double-digit Grand Slam winner. But he for sure is a multiple Grand Slam winner, Tsitsipas. He for sure. He's the youngest from Medvedev and Zverev. He's 22 years old. A Grand Slam title for Tsitsipas is in a very, very near future. Maybe already this year. If not this year, big chances that he wins the Grand Slam title next year. Stefan Tsitsipas. So this next gens, a la Tsitsipas, Medvedev, Zverev, they're banking on the door. It is only a time. It is only a time. It will happen sooner or later. It will really happen sooner or later. Djokovic cannot win all the majors all the time. He cannot, and he's not getting younger, man. Guys, the age number is not only a number. Age is not only a number. It is not. Those who say that age is only a number, they are lying. Age is not only a number. And Djokovic is 34 years old. Djokovic will win majors this year, and he will win majors next year as well. And in 2023, I think it is then that Novak Djokovic's big decline will start. When he becomes 36 years old, because in 2023 Novak Djokovic will be 36 years old. But Djokovic, let's be honest, he has done a tremendous good job winning majors over 30 years old. He has won 7 majors now over 30 years old. 7. Rafa has won 6, and the worst of these 3 is Federer with 4. So Djokovic has already done a marvelous, unbelievable, impeccable job winning majors over 30 years old with 7. It is not easy winning majors when you get 30 years old and older. It is not. Djokovic has won 7 already. That is true. That is remarkable, great achievement. How many more can he win over 30 years old? For sure, 2-3 more. For sure. This year and next year, I think Djokovic will keep winning majors. But in 2023, when he gets 36 years old, it is then we will see Novak Djokovic starting to lose in majors. And when he starts to lose, he will start of doing that against Tsitsipas, against Zverev, against Medvedev. I really think these 3 players are the 3 players that will stop Novak Djokovic at the majors sooner or later. And maybe even Dominic Thiem, if Dominic can raise from his horrible level that he has had the last 6 months to say. The last 6 months, Dominic Thiem has been pretty horrible. So, but I don't think Djokovic will be stopped from Federer and Nadal off clay. Nadal off clay. Federer not anywhere. So when Djokovic will start losing majors, it will be against the next gens like Tsitsipas, Medvedev, and Zverev, not against Federer and Nadal. So, but before these 3 next gens starts to get Djokovic and start to knock out Djokovic, I think that before that he has surpassed both Federer and Nadal in the majors count. So that's why I believe that Novak Djokovic is the player. I was wrong. I think that I have been wrong to predict Nadal in 2 years' time, both in 2019 and 2020, that Nadal will be the player who will end with most majors. And the reason to that is because Nadal is most a threat at French Open and not a threat so much in the other 3 majors anymore. Roger Federer, I was wrong when I predicted him that he will end with most majors back in 2017 when he had 18 majors and Rafa had 14 and Novak had 12. I will be honest with you guys, I didn't believe that Novak will win this many majors after 30 years old. I really didn't believe so. I'm impressed with Novak's level. Man, he has held an unbelievable high consistency level over 30 years old, because it is not easy winning majors when you get over 30 years old. So he has surprised me, to be quite honest, guys. I didn't believe when he was at 12 majors that he will be the player who will be winning most majors. But all the respect, all the kudos to Novak Djokovic. I am so murderously impressed, guys. So, alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this 30-minute long video. Djokovic is the player that I believe will end his career with most majors when it all will be said and done. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and see you next time. Peace!